Grizzlies. It's game 4 between the Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs. Welcome inside FedEx Forum for game number 4 with the San Antonio Spurs trailing 2-1. Matt Devin alongside the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale will be joined by Mark Fine. Spurs, the number 1 seed, down 2-1. How do they approach game 4?
Well, they understand that 3-1 hole is so hard to dig out of. They don't want to get that. They're going to leave it on the floor tonight. I tell you, that championship medal will be tested by the San Antonio Spurs, but I expect them to come out, and they're going to die hard if they go down. Those guys are going to fight tonight. I expect a great game out of San Antonio.
All right, time now for the starting lineups, and they talked about it in the studio. You take a look at the point guard matchup with Tony Parker and Mike Conley.
Yeah, Michael Conley just fought Tony Parker toe-to-toe. I mean, they've gone at it now, and the people in Memphis have to be so excited about that. I think going in, a lot of people thought Parker might have the upper hand.
Let's send it over to Mark Fine. Mark?
Yeah, a little loud in here, huh,
yeah,
guys?
Can you hear me?
I talked to Coach Popovich about what they've got to do differently in this game, guys, and he said, look, he's overall very pleased with the way his team's playing. They've out-rebounded Memphis, which actually surprised them a little bit. They've been to the free throw line more times. They just got to shoot better. 6 out of his 9 players shooting below 40% in the series. He says they've got to improve on that, but he also credited the Grizzlies' defense. Guys?
All right, underway from Memphis, Tennessee, San Antonio with the basketball here in game 4. And the back cut, pass is stolen away. Tony Allen gives it to Conley. Memphis Grizzlies took game 3 at home, 91-88. Game 4 here in Memphis. Zach Randolph squares up.
That Debo shot against Timmy. Jab steps into him, fades back a little bit, knocks down that little left-handed 15, 18-footer.
Antonio McDyess is starting. He suffered an injury late in the 4th quarter, compressed nerve in his neck. He takes a jumper and it doesn't go. Conley with Parker on him. Gasol and Zach Randolph have been so difficult for San Antonio to deal with, and then you mix in Mike Conley.
Yeah, you mixed in Mike Conley, and you mixed in Mike Conley making 17, 18-foot jump shots. His quickness is what you're afraid of. You're more afraid of him driving. He starts making that jump shot and becomes a very tough cover.
Averaging 14 points in this series. Greg Popovich telling us they need a big game out of Tony Parker.
Yeah, they said Tony had too many turnovers last game. Thought he tried making too many clever plays and too many cute plays. Just go out and make basic, simple basketball plays, make some shots, and you know, just let the game come to you a little bit.
Gasol, the double comes. Randolph, shot clock down to 5. Randolph, shot doesn't go.
Oh, he made a 3 at the end of the last game. He's starting to get 3 happy now. What's going on, Zebo?
Well, you know, when you make a shot like that, Kevin, right? You're starting to feel good about yourself as Tony Parker on the inside.
And that's where Tony operates so well. He's one of the best finishing small men I've seen in all my years in the NBA. And he's been missing those shots, Matt. He's had decent shots. He's just missed a lot of them, and they need a big game out of Tony, as you said earlier.
And Kevin, he's shooting just 34% from the field. Conley on the inside. Ginobili saves it. Jefferson gives it to Parker. San Antonio, the number 1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. And that one's knocked away. It's going to be Memphis basketball. They have not done that here in the postseason.
And this is where little Tony's so clever. I mean, he's getting, he pump fakes, he steps through, he uses the glass, he reverses it. He's just clever. I mean, he's shooting that against the big man in Zach Randolph and gets it under him.
Has all 4 points for the San Antonio Spurs. Here's Tony Allen. Allen pulls up, and it pops out. Gasol just reaches right over Duncan and takes it. Sam Young clears out for Randolph. Up top, here's Conley, launches. Young on the inside, and McDyess handles it. Ginobili
Gets a kind bounce there, knocks it up, hits the front of the rim, a little touch off the glass. That's called shooter's touch, Matt.
You know what? I've never seen that for myself. You would know all about that. You know, first quarters have been such an issue for the San Antonio Spurs as Conley drains another one.
Well, they're trying to go under. We're getting the first quarters again, which I agree with you. San Antonio's got to play better in the first quarter. They're going under the pick and roll and challenging Conley to make shots. And I mean, if he's going to make those shots and then he makes you be aggressive on the pick and roll, he's so hard to cover. And there's Tony Parker again, doing what he does best, Matt. I mean, he is so clever down there. It's amazing.
Has 6 of the 8. He is 3 of 3. And San Antonio 4 of 5 here to begin things in Memphis. Grizzlies lead the series 2-1. Sam Young fires over Jefferson. Shot doesn't go, and Duncan clears it to Parker. Grizzlies are just 3 of 8. San Antonio with Tony Parker going right to the rim.
Yeah, Zach's holding his hand there a little bit. He banged it somehow. He's looking a little uncomfortable, but again, boy, in this game right now, it'll take more than that to knock him out of this game. That guy's a competitor, and he's found new life here in Memphis, Matt. You know, he bounced around a little bit, and boy, he's found a home here and just did a contract extension. That's what happens when you win the first game. You have a playoff series, get a contract extension. I wish I'd have got one every time we won the first game. That didn't happen with me and Red Auerbach.
Red didn't treat you like that?
No, he didn't. I was very impressed with Zach. He had a big first game. They won the first game in San Antonio, and he signed a big multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract that night on the plane ride home. Like I said, didn't even go home. They went back to the hotel.
Here's Parker at the free throw line. Parker, well, Greg Popovich mentioned this, and yeah, Parker, I think he heard him.
Yeah, I'd say
8 of 10.
Absolutely, Matt. Coach Popovich said, Tony, we need you. You got to bring in. He surely is.
Gasol with the hook.
Beautiful pass and just nice footwork. What set up that jump hook was that footwork, Matt. The right foot really coming around hard, squaring his body, and getting that jump hook off. Nice footwork, nice touch there by Marc Gasol.
Gasol averaging close to 18 points in this series. George Hill swings it. McDyess, here's Ginobili up top. And Tony Allen's going to get called for the foul. Monty McCutcheon, Eric Lewis, Bill Spooner are 3 officials here this evening.
Look at the nice pass here. He catches it, and watch him drive that right leg into that shot, get that nice extension. That's key to jump hooks. All you youngsters out there, get that right foot going in hard into that right hand, get extension, and get that ball with a little elevation and a soft touch. And Gasol showed you how to do it.
Was he talking to you before the game about how to get that done?
No, no, he wasn't.
No? Because you know.
Yes, I do. I made a few of those back in the day.
Ginobili, the 3. Shot doesn't go. McDyess is there on the offensive glass for the putback.
Yeah, it's a good start for San Antonio. They got Tony Parker going. They're hitting the glass on the offensive end. They're trying to get out and run and doing all the things Coach Popovich talked about with us, you know, and they said, hey, we got to make some shots. We got to be aggressive.
Sam Young with an up fake. Air ball. And a whistle. And there is a foul. And it's on Antonio McDyess.
Ooh, that was a late whistle. Yeah, McDyess is working through a pinched nerve on his shoulder, and he's a little dinged up. And I tell you what, Antonio is not too happy with that call. And that whistle came in very late as you saw Young drive baseline and airballed it, and then called the foul here from the far slot. So fortunate call there for Memphis, Matt.
So Sam Young at the free throw line. Young averaging 8 points in this series. And Lionel Hollins had a lot of great things to say about Sam Young. He said early on in the season, at the end of the bench, we were pumping oxygen to him, trying to get some life. And
he was down there so far deep in the bench where they had oxygen going to him so he could stay awake.
But because of injuries, he got opportunities, and then he was able to sustain that opportunity and be successful as McDyess drills the open look. And a 5-point advantage now for the Spurs.
And Matt, that shot that McDyess just hit is the one he's been missing steady. They've been giving him that 17, 18-foot jump shot. And that's normally Dice's shot. And if he, again, he's going to have to make some of those shots.
Young up and under move with a left hand. San Antonio, the #1 seed in the West, down 2-1. They lead here by 3 in the first quarter into Memphis. Duncan backs down on Gasol on a repost. Tim Duncan going to work down low. Foul is on Zach Randolph. It's 16-11. Great start for San Antonio. Parker has 8. San Antonio is 7 of 9 here in the Mid-South. 3 to take game 1 in San Antonio. Game 2, Manu Ginobili was back from that right elbow injury, and the Spurs took it. Game 3 on Saturday here in Memphis, and it came down to this. Zach Randolph, 41 seconds left. He drills a 3, and you look at this series in San Antonio trailing 2-1.
Yeah, and tell you, the San Antonio Spurs understand the importance of this game as McDyess misses the free throw. They're coming out, they're shooting the ball, they have a lot of zip in their step, and we talked about it in the open, Matt. Going down 3-1, boy, that is a hard hill to climb, and they do not want to be in that position after this game 4.
Duncan's bucket counted, and then Zach Randolph committed a foul off of the ball on McDyess, leading to that free throw on the inside, battling Randolph, and he's fouled. Let's check in with a Mark 5.
Yeah, guys, during that last time out, Lionel Hollins sat in front of his team, kind of sat there for a second and just looked at them and said, hey, guys, this is a desperate team, a team in a desperate situation, and they're coming out with a different energy tonight. We need to match that energy. And he started writing out some plays for him, guys.
I appreciate it, Mark. Kevin, he didn't necessarily, go the Bruce Willis route that you did, but
the diehard.
Yes, the diehard. But it was close.
Yeah, well, yeah. Lionel's been around a long time, and he understands the importance of this game. And this guy right there is so important. In their wins, you can see that Zach Randolph gets it done, and in their losses, he struggles a little bit. And again, he wasn't the most important person that Popovich was worried about. He said Marc Gasol was his biggest concern on that Memphis on the Memphis team, but he knows that Randolph and Gasol are really a good 1-2 punch and as good a 4 or 5 combination as there is in the league.
Well, you could certainly add into that as Hill takes a jumper and sticks it. The Marc Gasol combination with Zach Randolph, because they have combined in the 2 wins for better than 45 points and nearly 19 rebounds, shooting 58%. And they're extremely concerned about Gasol, the younger brother of Powell. Young gives it to Allen on the inside, tough angle, and there's a call.
Wow, how about that interior passing by the Grizz? Great little drop-off pass, and I tell you, he threw a little bullet across there, and Zach Randolph has great hands. He caught that ball and went up really quickly, and Zach doesn't jump higher than 2 or 3 inches on any one shot. He's got such good hands, and he's clever around the basket. He quick shoots you, you pump fakes you. He's just a clever scorer. Just very unique, too, for a guy who hangs out in the paint most of the time and doesn't jump very well.
Jefferson committed the foul. One of 4 players this season to average